Okay, so this is. I said this so many times in every video, but this is the most important video. I say this so many times, but this is the most important video because this is the video where you're gonna come back to time and time again, because this is a video where I teach you how to raise your vibration. With all my students, doesn't matter if they're depressed, overwhelmed, angry all the time, have depression, whatever it is. This exercise will put anyone in a high vibration over time consistently. Maybe not one day, but over time. In a month from now, if you do this the correct way, and this takes practice, okay? This definitely takes practice. It took me, because I had to figure all this out by myself, so I didn't have anyone to help me or teach me this, other than some Abraham Hicks videos that were kind of confusing, but it took me a while to, fine-tune this skill. But even if you're doing it wrong, just keep making progress, just keep going at it, and you will figure this out, okay? So the next video is going to be related to this video, but the next video is about doing this thinking into high vibration, but with journaling, right? So I think for a lot of people, starting off journaling instead of doing this off the top will be easier. So I recommend you watch this video, learn what you're gonna do. In the next video, I'll show you the journaling version of it, which you can do, and which should be, like a pretty good starting point. It would just make sense, right? And this is, let me see, this is it. So you start at a good or neutral place, right? Start when you wake up or something, or you start at the time in the day where you're feeling pretty good, or you're feeling at least neutral and not too resisted, okay? So definitely don't do this if you're triggered, if you just got an argument with your spouse. There's like a fluctuation, like there's like ebb and flow of your emotion through most people's days, right? And don't do it when it's low, right? Try to do it when you're feeling the best. But I do this, I recommend everyone do this when you wake up and when you go to bed. Right when you wake up, first thing you do when you wake up, last thing you do when you go to bed. So what we're doing is we're going to think a few positive thoughts to get the positive momentum going. And because of the law of attraction, when you think a positive thought for a few seconds, the law of attraction will bring you more positive thoughts like it. And so you start going in a positive direction, and you're just snowballing bigger and bigger and bigger, more and more positive, okay? So if you're doing this right, know the difference between if you're doing this right or if you're not totally getting it versus when you're good at this. When I first started doing this, it was definitely kind of forced. I try to let the law of attraction bring it to me and everything, but it does. But it felt kind of not as flowy, right? But nowadays, man, when I do this, I go on a tangent. It's like epic. It's just like rolling, and it's just words are spewing out of me. And I feel so damn good. That's how you should be feeling. So if you're not just feeling totally, absolutely fantastic, like 10 out of 10, like you'll get to that point. But if you're feeling like kind of good, start with that. But eventually, I want you, 2 months from now, I want you to be able to just think and feel really absolutely high flying when you do this. But it might take time, and just I say this because a lot of people think that, okay, you're only supposed to feel a little bit good. No, if you're doing this right, if you're really in tune, if you're really raising your vibration, it should feel really good, okay? But just don't beat yourself up. This is the absolute most important practice. All that you're gonna learn from all the books, from all the courses, comes down to putting it together and using it in this exercise. This exercise is how you put all that you've learned together into your life. So we want to start general. We want to start very general, okay? I recommend even for like the first minute or two, like especially for beginners, start very simple and general. Don't go into specifics. Don't start off with, I am going to be a trillionaire in a month or something like that, right? Start super general on purpose. So start with something simple. The sun is shining today. I appreciate knowing that when I walk out this door, the grass is going to smell like the way that fresh grass smells like. The sun is going to feel very familiar on my skin once again this morning. You know, the wind is I can always count on the wind to blow for the ecosystem around me to work, for the ecosystem of my body to work. Okay, so anyways, after a few seconds, you should find yourself having access to more positive thoughts. So you start with a few positive thoughts, right? And after a while, more and more positive thoughts are going to come. And like I said, you're going to spiral out of control, okay? And then after that, the momentum is just rolling, and you're not calculating the next thoughts. Literally, the law of attraction are bringing these thoughts to you. You're gonna feel, wow, like all these thoughts, like literally coming to you. Like, it's pretty crazy, and you're gonna notice it. Really notice all these new thoughts that's coming to you, and you just climb one at a time, right? You're not making these thoughts up. Okay, except for like the first two thoughts you think, right? To just kind of start the momentum. So once the momentum starts going, you just follow the trail, and you just climb the trail, or you just climb and just keep going, and practice. You don't have to do this all day. I literally to this day, I only do 5 minutes when I wake up, 5 minutes before I go to bed. That's my whole routine. During the day, I just stay relaxed and present. I don't try to replace my negative thoughts with positives or anything like that during the day. If a negative thought comes, I just let it flow. Literally, my whole day, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. In between, why do I go like this? 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night. And in between, it's like, literally just me being present, just chilling, just going through my day, not worrying about it. And if I don't really experience negative thoughts as much, but if you experience a negative thought, literally just let it flow through. Just be present. And it's okay to have a lot of negative thoughts and negative emotions, especially if you're starting off. If you're experiencing negative emotions through your day, that's okay. Continue with this practice, and that momentum will catch, and that momentum will take over your life. That positive momentum, I mean. So before I start giving you a live example of me doing this, this is the most important video. This is the how of raising your vibration. Everything you ever learn about vibrations, doesn't matter if you don't practice this. This is almost always the missing piece, 99.9% of the time. To my students, vibrational breakthroughs. Everything you've ever learned comes down to this 5 minutes of this in the morning and 5 minutes at night. Or 3 or 4 minutes if you are really struggling, if you're a beginner. So I hope I've convinced you how important this video is, how important this practice is, okay? And this is something you do every day, once in the morning, once at night. That's all you need. That's how powerful this is. Okay, now I'm gonna start practicing. Look, I can usually do this forever. I don't feel as comfortable doing this in front of a camera. So if it feels a little off, that's because it is a little off, because I don't feel comfortable doing this in front of a camera. Because a lot of times, these positive thoughts that come to me are a little bit more personal. So starting now, I appreciate Google Documents. I appreciate the fact that I can share this. I can share my documents with so many people, and I never have to worry about losing my files ever again. There's times in the past where I have definitely lost my files, lost my hard work, and those are heartbreaking, but now I never ever worry about that again. I can feel confident that all my hard work, all this impactful, life-changing, high vibrational information is going to get passed down to amazing people like you. It feels good to be alive right now. It feels good to be living in a world where I have access to this thing called the internet, and I have value, and I have information, and I have a passion, and I want to teach, and I have access to so many people through podcasts, through Twitter, through social media. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive for someone who wants to teach, who wants to offer value to the world. I love knowing that the more I offer value, the more I get back. I love how the universe works. That if I just constantly be a good person, teach people things, that good things are gonna come back to me. And I love that I enjoy teaching. I love that I enjoy being a good person. I enjoy living life to the fullest, giving as much as I can, helping people, literally witnessing my students transform. Even if they're depressed or anxious or whatever, I love that I have helped every one of my students have successfully transformed. And that's a great feeling. As a teacher, that's freaking awesome. And I love that. I love that I'm able to communicate these lessons, this knowledge, this information, this high vibrational, life-changing, transformative information. And people are receiving it, people are getting it, people are getting their freaking lives changed with this information, just like the way my life changed months ago. And I love that after 20 years of suffering, that I finally broke through. I'm finally living in my paradise. It feels damn good. And all that suffering was damn worth it. All right, I'm gonna stop there, but I can keep going forever. Ooh, it's 222. All right, I'm gonna stop the video. So just remember, there will be notes in the comment in the text summary section down below or above, or I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but there will be some text somewhere. There will be summaries somewhere. So just check those out, and the instructions are down there. And just keep practicing. In the next video, I will show you how to do this, but in a journaling format. I think that will be a lot easier for beginners and even people who are advanced and want to do it in a journaling format. So you go. Hey, if you would like to work with me one-on-one so we can take your vibration to the next level, then click the sign up button below and let's get that started. You're looking for someone who has already made that vibrational transformation that you're looking for. Someone who has overcome their negative thoughts and negative emotions, as well as someone who has helped other students do the same exact thing. So if working with me one-on-one to transform your vibration resonates with you, I ask you to act fast, because I only have a limited amount of spots for my new students, because I want to make sure I give my students the time and attention that they deserve. So if you're interested, click the button below.